I'm just going to tell a story real quick. It happened to me around lunchtime today. Um, I got a phone call from a maintenance worker who wanted me to uh, drive down to the place where I have my mother in an assisted living facility and remove the furniture from the apartment so it could be abated for methamphetamine. Now, here's some context to that he didn't know. Methamphetamine is the last thing that my mother would do. She has psychiatric issues, and she actually rails against methamphetamine as one of her psychoses. She actually accuses all of her neighbors of cooking meth all the time, to the point where she has duct taped vents in her apartment shut. She has put saran wrap over things that she doesn't want the fomites of meth cooking to fall upon. She is very afraid of meth. She would never, ever touch it. It would never go into her house. But I thought, well, maybe she told this maintenance worker that her apartment was full of meth and it needed meth abatement, and they were actually going to go through it. So I'm telling him, no, sir, she's got psychiatric problems. There's no meth. And he's like, you're Michael, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, this is your mom. I'm like, yeah. He's like, so we were called in because there's somebody who died in their apartment, and we need to clean the apartment. And I was like, so my mom's not dead. She just texted me a couple hours ago, and so he's like, hold on, let me look at this for a second. No, sir, I think we might have the wrong person. I was like, you knew my name, you know. Uh, okay. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to hang up and just call my mom. And so I did, and turns out she's alive. And I called back to the number that they called from, and it went to a secretary because, how these things work when it's part of like a medical, quasi governmental thing. All outbound calls go to one thing. So I'm talking to a secretary about what happened to me there, where a guy gave me a little bit of a scare that my mother might be dead. Um, and she didn't know what was going on. She tried forwarding me to somebody else, and that never went to a message. And so I called her back, and she's like, "Oh no, uh, uh, he talked to his manager, and I just talked to the manager. We're very, very sorry. It was not your mom's apartment. They just transposed the apartment numbers, and they called you as the emergency contact, but it was the wrong apartment. So now, what we have going on is the assisted living facility where I have my mother in actually does have somebody who was doing meth. And all these years we've been saying, no, you're not smelling meth. Anywhere we move her to, she smells meth. But like, I don't want to tell her because then she'll be vindicated, because she just always thinks that she smells meth. Like, this has been going on for like, you know a decade of this fantasy that every one of her neighbors is cooking it. And she wants to move a lot. A lot. She used to a lot. And, you know, this time it turns out somebody did die in their apartment. And they found out that they were cooking meth. And it was just a few doors down from her. Wonderful. Wonderful. Um, but, cheers, she's alive. Shit. Um, yeah. So my heart rate was up for like my whole lunch. Um, that'll ruin your lunch, really. That's all I got for today. It's Valentine's Day. Um, be safe. Wrap that rascal. Share your safe words. Mine is politicians are geniuses. It should be something that you never say in normal parlance. So, take care. Talk to you tomorrow.